What up, everybody? Big D coming back at you with another amazing round of shows. Glad to be back. Had a nice month break. Uh, Sometimes that's just what's needed. It's the doctor's orders out there. Welcome. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for coming and checking me out tonight. If you're new here, please go ahead, smash that subscribe button for me. Help out. And also hit that like button. It's all free to you. Free. You get this great content that you know and you love for free. I hope y'all listening. Do I sound good? It's super hot here, and I got a fan off in the corner blowing on me. Do I sound good? You're not picking up the fan, are you? If you are, I'll shut it off, and I'll just sweat through this tonight. But before we get started with our guest tonight, as a reminder, please pinned in the comment or in the chat on YouTube and in the description on all three, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Got my link tree there. Please click on it. Go support my advertisers, sponsors, and preferred retail partners. They continue to help keep all the programming going on the show, and your support goes a long way in making sure that I can continue to put on these great shows for y'all. So whether you're looking for cigars, you're looking for accessories, I got you covered. Go use the exclusive promo codes that are only available to my viewers out there to save you some coinage out there. Oh, Anthony, you're a scholar and a gentleman. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So for tonight, got a great group of guests tonight. They operate the veteran-owned boutique brand out there, Haze Gray Cigars. And, of course, if you watched Raw Cigar Reviews last Tuesday, we had one of the owners of the company on, Ramos, and we did a live review of this cigar. So go watch the video. I did download it and post it up. Fantastic time, great show. But I know a lot of you guys had a lot of questions out there that we just couldn't get to in that review. Now's your chance to ask, and we're going to dig a little bit deeper into the brand and the people behind it. So without further ado, let's bring on our guest tonight. We've got Rui, we got Pedro, and we got Val from Haze Gray Cigars. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, Big D?
How's it going?
Hello.
Hey, good to see you guys. So I will hand it off to you guys to introduce yourselves and talk a little bit about the company while I get my cigar lit up.
Yeah, so my name is Ramos, one of the founders of Haze Gray Cigars.
My name is Pedro. I'm one of the co-founders as well from Haze Gray Cigars.
I'm Val, our marketing director for Haze Gray Cigars.
Oh, can't hear you.
Maybe if I took myself off mute here. What can you tell us about the brand? A little bit about the brand.
Yeah, so we're just a little over a year old. We launched April 1st of 2024. We're right out of the Panhandle of Florida, Pensacola, Florida, which is pretty close to Alabama-Florida state line. We're about 5 minutes from the state line, so Redneck Riviera, as some folks call it. And we came out with our core line. We came out with 2 cigars and then gradually just started building. We're up to 7 on our core line, and we're actually working on another blend right now to hopefully come out at the end of the year, beginning of 2026. So I started dabbling with cigars, really getting down to the nitty-gritty with the cigars probably 2 years prior to us launching. My brother was living up in Massachusetts, about an hour south of Boston, and he came down every winter, and we would talk cigars, and finally he was just like, hey, man, I'm going up. I'm going to go sell the house. I'll be back down, and we're going to get this thing running. And sold his house at the very beginning of July. By the middle of July, he was already down here, and we started kind of brainstorming and how we wanted to get this thing going. And so he spent the month of August building our mobile cigar lounge to help us get our brand and our name out there, and it's worked. Here locally, people know us. When we first started, we started off as War Dogs. bourbon and cigars. Started going through our trademarking, and we realized that there was somebody else out there with the name called War Dog. So we had to kind of revamp everything and came up with Haze Gray Cigars. And here we are. Put the bourbon on the shelf for a little while. Excuse me. Put the project for bourbon on the shelf. Just wanted to fix just fixate on cigars and getting that up and running and putting out a good product. So here we are to the present date.
And you are a veteran of our fine United States military. The
Yes.
Navy.
Yep. Did just a little shy under 8 years in the Navy. I was a firefighter on a flight deck, crash and salvage, crash and smash, and loved it. Had a great time. One of the best experiences I've ever had. And we just, part of the whole brain scheme of things of getting our brand going was to build a platform to help out the veteran community as well. So one of the cigars that that my brother picked, which is the Patriot, which is the one I'm smoking tonight, we actually, for every cigar that we sell, we donate 15% of that to two nonprofits that help the veteran community, Operation Tackle Box and Operation Zero. And one, Operation Tackle Box, gets the veterans acclimated back to the things that they love doing, get them to help them with their VA benefits, help them with PTSD. And then Operation Zero, they raise money to help veterans with PTSD, but then they also donate to help with education, help with call centers, things of that nature. So we're looking for a third right now to help out service dogs. We're all dog lovers, and we all own dogs, and service dogs are they were right there in the mix with us veterans and saving lives and putting in the work just like the rest of us have. And so we were like, yeah, let's do it. So we're looking, when we team up with a nonprofit, we want to be able to gel real well and jive with them. So that's why the dog charity is taking us a little while, because we're just looking for a charity that really helps out the dog.
Sure. There's a lot you can do cigar-wise, naval-themed out there, I think. So, being in the Navy, and I think overall military-wise, there's so much you can kind of rely on, with the good, the bad, names of ships and planes, and I think like here I'm smoking the Admiral here tonight, and great name for a cigar, and and after smoking this last Tuesday, I definitely feel it's in command of your portfolio.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the top three for sure. Everybody loves that cigar, and we love it. I mean, when folks come in, and because for a while there, we're going to start carrying other boutique brands inside our mobile lounge, but for a while, all we carried was our brand. And when smokers, not even so much new smokers, but just smokers in general, when they would come in, be like, all right, what do you recommend? That was the first one that we would, we'd find out how long they've been smoking, and are they just a, one stick a year type smoker, or if they're, someone that smokes a lot. If they do, that's a cigar that we drive them to right away, because it's got so many flavors and just so smooth.
Yeah, it's a great stick. Very good, complex. And then if you guys didn't see the Tuesday show that we did, go check it out. I downloaded it. It is here on my YouTube channel. You can watch it. You can see Brandy and I frothing at our mouths as we're smoking it. We had a wonderful time. It was great.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Man, good time. My grandpa was a military man, and he smoked cigars. Actually, he was one of those guys that would smoke a cigar, chain smoke all day. He'd smoke a cigar, then smoke a cigarette, and then go back to a cigar, and then back to a cigarette all day long.
That's right here. I ain't diving him out or anything, but that's him right there. It's funny
that was
because
my grandpa. of course, then I grew up at a time when you drive with Grandpa in the car and they didn't roll down the window, so the whole car was just a giant cloud of smoke. You'd get out and it's just this mushroom cloud plume of smoke when you'd open the door.
It's like a scene out of Chi Chong.
Yeah, it was, but it was old school, and I remember he used to complain because he used to smoke the old white owls, and he'd complain because the old school white owls were made with Cuban tobacco in them, and then when we took out being able to import in Cuban tobacco, and he did nothing but complain. I remember as a little kid that they just don't taste the way they used to, like they did in the 60s.
Yeah.
And and that's one of my early memories of him being just a little guy, of him saying that. And it's like, yeah, why can't we get this guy cigars the way he wants it? I mean, he flew 82 missions in the South Pacific in World War II. He can't get a cigar he wants.
Yeah. That's one thing I'm a firm believer, man, is you got these young kids out there, 18, 19, 20 years old, defending our country, and they can't even have a cigar, let alone a beer or anything like that. But just, man, especially in the military, I mean, this is our go-to. When we have time to unwind, you go to a cigar. They should be able to sit down and have a cigar. They should be able to unwind. But it is what it is.
My grandpa was deemed too old to join in, and they're looking for pilots. Then the Army was looking for pilots, and they said he was too old. He was too old, and he had a kid, and so they said you can't do it. And so he lied about his age, so he could go fly bombers in the South Pacific for 4 years.
Yeah,
different time,
Yeah.
My one of my best friends, his grandpa, spoke no English. He was an Italian immigrant in northern New Mexico, and was 16 years old and lied about his age, and got shipped off to Japan to go fight in the war, and he spoke no English whatsoever.
Wow, man.
My cousin took my grandpa's diary from the war, and she turned it into a book. So it has all the entries in it, photos that he took, and she added in photos of of places he was at. And there was a 2-week time frame in there where it didn't have any entries, and then the next entry was just returned from leave in Australia. The women were, and it was in quotes, nice.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I know it. I know what Grandpa was doing.
Yeah. I got a buddy of mine. He was stationed over on the west coast, and they went to Australia. And when you're pulling in the port, you got to man the rails. And he said all of a sudden you just start seeing these tennis balls just flying over your head. And you pick up a tennis ball, and said it had a number on it. So when you get off the ship, look at your number, and then you match up with the number with the girl that's on the pier waiting for you.
You
go awesome. Out and have a good time. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Australia's amazing.
That's cool. I've never been there. But that would be awesome. But I'm not on a giant ship, so that probably wouldn't work for me.
Yeah.
So, you guys, when you were talking about putting together a cigar and getting it, well, I mean, was it kind of like a passion project that you guys said, let's do, but we're going to do it for us? Or was this like, no, if we're going to do it, we got to go legit, and I really want to be a business. I really want to put this out there for the world to be able to enjoy?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So yeah, when we did it, when we launched, it was just me, and I was nervous because I was by myself doing this, and I didn't know if I had the time, the patience to really get into it. And then when my brother came on, and then Val came on shortly after, I knew we had something good on our hands. And when we were launching it, yeah, we wanted to be legit. We wanted to run a business, run this like a business. It wasn't a fly by night. It wasn't let's make a quick buck and hit the dusty trail. We want to build a legacy for our families and really make our Haze Gray Cigars a household name is our goal, right? So when we blend a cigar, when we put a cigar together, we want to tell our story through our cigars and really put something out that consumers really love and gravitate to. So yeah, it's not something that we just want to kill our time with a little hobby. We're full steam ahead with our brand.
With a lot of different cigars, and especially in the small batch, the boutique realm out there, you've got to have something that stands out. What did you think when you were going through the creation of this would help your company stand out and go, that's a brand that I want, or I like, or I got to carry?
I think it's our story, really. Everybody that we've talked to so far, that's the one thing they say, that they love our story. We were both, we could say we were both immigrants. We were both born in Portugal. We moved here in 1982. I was 7. He was just a little under a year. And it's the American dream, right? Come to another country and start your own business. And so, our whole story is what people, I think, are gravitating to our cigars. Now, don't get me wrong. We've got some great reviews about our cigars and especially the events that we work, that we bring our mobile lounge to. People just really like to sit around and just shoot the shit, really, and talk and get to know us. And that's really what's gravitated folks towards our brand.
It's there. And so as you're building your portfolio on cigars and you were going through the blending process on that, were you working on a story within the cigars itself when you first came out, or is that something that you're doing now? Is if I pick up this cigar, it's going to be a continuation of this other cigar, and so on?
Yeah, no, it's our story just kind of evolved. The more we got out and did podcasts like this and our story started coming out, it just became, it was on the forefront, right? People wanted to know who we were, where we came from. They wanted to see if we were really passionate, if we were just like a fly-by-night brand. And they started realizing that that's not the case. They realized that we really have a passion for it and that we really are enjoying what we're doing. We eat, sleep, and eat this brand. There's not a minute goes by in the day that we're not on the phone with each other talking about what we're going to do next and what we're going to put out, and always looking to improve our box game, improve our band game, just to put out a good product that someone can sit down and really enjoy.
What was that feeling like when that first store brought you in?
Man, it was exciting. I remember calling him. Valerie was in the car with me, and I remember calling my brother up and just like, bro, you're not going to guess what just happened. He's like, what's that? And I was like, we got into our first shop, and it wasn't even a cigar lounge. It was one of those vape shops that carry cigars. But to us, that was a win, right? And now it's just blowing up. We're in 16 shops, about to be 17, and we're just growing. Our goal for the end of the year is 25, and some of the conversations that we're having, it looks like we're going to surpass that number.
Mm-hmm. And so, how'd you decide on who to go with to manufacture your cigars?
It's someone that I met a long time ago when I was in the military. We're not going overseas to get our cigars made. In other words, we're not going directly into Nicaragua or the Dominican or Honduras. We get our cigars made here in the United States. And this gentleman that has become our teacher, I remember I was like, let me see if he's still around. And I looked him up, and boom, there he was. I made a phone call, and we were on the phone for 3 hours. And The one thing about him is he said, he's like, I've been in this industry for 30 years. My shine is already there. People know who I am. They need to know who you are. And so he's like, you got to tell your story. And if you're going to do this, you got to do it right. And so we went for a little over a week to his manufacturing spot and learned how to roll cigars. He's like, if you're going to be a brand, you got to know how to roll and you got to learn how to blend. And of course, you're young, you're green, you're wet behind the ears, and we don't expect you to blend bangers, but that's what we're here for, is to help you. And they coached us along, and here we are.
Do you do fresh rolls at events you go with the mobile lounge?
Depends on the weather. The humidity, the wind. If it's too hot, too humid, it kind of ruins the experience. But yeah, we go to weddings, we go to birthday parties. When we do some of these pop-up events, like this weekend, we got 3-4 events. We're most likely, looking at the weather, we're going to be able to roll. We rolled at a grand opening at a country club here in the Panhandle last weekend, and it was so windy, and I was trying to roll, and the leaves were blowing all over the place, and it was really hard. So that's why I mean by you got to keep an eye on the weather. But yeah, we'll roll.
The photo of you sitting at the rolling table smoking the cigar, rolling up with smoke, is such a boss photo.
Bro, it's a boss feeling.
It's such a boss photo, dude. I was looking at that photo, trying to decide what photo do I want to put on for the thumbnail, and I was looking at that, and I'm just like, that's such a boss photo, bro. It is. Is that was that photo the mastermind there of your media lady there, Val?
Oh yeah, that was. She was paparazzi all over the place. She was taking pictures left and right, and it's a great time because we've done an event before this spot started carrying our cigars, and he's like, hey, I told him, so we can do a cut and light. He goes, I want you to roll. I'm like, yeah, sure. So he brought the mobile lounge, parked it outside. I went inside and rolled, and a lady sat down next to me, and she was so intrigued. I mean, she watched the entire process. And not a cigar smoker, never smoked a cigar in her life, but she just thought it was just the coolest thing ever to see. So after I was done rolling up the cigar, I put it in a little bag with a Boveda and handed it over to her. I said, here you go. Smoke it, keep it, do whatever you want to do with it. But you're going to sit there for 15 minutes, watch me roll, and you deserve it.
Every time I go to a wedding or a party and they have a roller there, I do nothing but annoy that guy. I could care less about the event. I'm all in on the guy. I'm all in on the. I was like, so why are you using that technique? Interesting.
Yeah.
Why does I bug the shit out of him? I'm just enamored. I just want to sit there, and they're like, just handing me. I'm like, yeah, here, finally, just go away. I'm like, nah, I'm good right here. I'm just gonna sit here and smoke. I'm gonna watch you. I realize I'm annoying the shit out of him. I get it. I'm aware of it, but yeah, there's a passion involved in it, and I enjoy watching and talking and learning. And it's like, oh yeah, how long you been rolling for? Oh,
yeah.
Who'd you learn from?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. It's to us, we love it because you're educating people, right? People that don't know anything about cigars. And when we do weddings, I tell the bride and the groom when we have a consult with them, like, look, we'll roll X amount of cigars for the 4 hours that we're here. And everybody, when it's free cigars at a wedding, everybody becomes a cigar connoisseur or a cigar smoker because they're free. Everybody wants a free cigar. But just to sit
for
down.
the first 3 puffs, and then it's in the ashtray.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like you sit there and you just educate them, and like people get into it, man. They really enjoy it. So guys like you that you think you're being annoying, if you're at my table, I wouldn't think you're annoying. I'd dive right in. We'd sit down and talk. If I had to spend an extra 30, 45 minutes at a wedding to roll the cigars we promised just because we sat around and talked to somebody, well worth it.
I'm very judgy, so I'd sit there talking. I don't know if you should do that. Oh, I don't know. It's kind of a sloppy method there that you're using.
Yeah. Did you mix that glue right? Let me see
Yeah.
that glue.
That's right. I don't know. I don't know. Your bunching's a bit off. Whoever gets that's going to have an inconsistent burn.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's me. Of course, I'm annoying. Thank you, there,
Annoying.
out there. That was good. All right. So you got that out, and you're working on something new, and that's good. So you know, you've been keeping with the same manufacturing all the way through the everything.
Yeah, for our core line, this core line we have now, we've stuck with the same manufacturer. Um, we joined the TPA going on almost a year now, and we've gotten close with Ish over at Banff Cigars, and so he's actually working with us for our next cigar, and it looks like we're going to be creating a lot of cigars with him as well. It's just a good fit, great guy. I mean, the man knows his stuff, so it's a no-brainer for us to team up with him.
He's got that access to a lot of that off the wall weird tobacco from places that you've never heard of or ever would have thought would produce tobacco out there. Yeah. He's a genius.
Oh, he is. And that's one of the things that my brother and I talked about, and how Valerie's on board, is we want to be different with our tobacco, with our cigars. We want to be able to come out with things that other folks aren't coming out with. And who better than to team up with Ish? I mean, the guy, when you can go to, countries halfway around the world to get tobacco, it's a no-brainer.
It is, Yeah, his mind just works differently out there. So that'll be a great fit for you guys. He's one of those guys that he looks at it differently. He's got that real savantness to when he's putting together a blend as he's smoking, as he puts it, the 2025 vintage Winston.
Yeah. And it's so funny because even down to and he's very, very professional, I guess you could say, even about cutting your cigars. Like, he is adamant of don't hole punch your cigars. You ruin the cigar. And it was to the point where when we were down in TPA, because I like a hole punch, and I'm trying to hole punch my cigar, and the whole time I'm looking over my shoulders. I got them looking out for me, make sure he doesn't walk up and watch me hole punch a cigar so I don't get cussed out at. You know what I mean? But it's just that's down to the very last bit of details that makes him so great.
He knew you did it anyway, even if you don't think he saw you.
Mm-hmm. His radar.
Yeah, he knows. That's right. Remember, this isn't a stick.
That's not a stick.
That's right.
Well, our tagline is "We got your sticks," and I think and I've said it before, and that's the only creative thing. Yeah, that's right. Transitions in Dr. Pepper are no. So we our taglines, "We got your sticks," and I told my brother, comes up to me, he goes, if we're going to work with Ish, look at our tagline. I said, I don't give a shit. That's the most creative thing I've come up with all my life. We're not changing it. So we were at TPA and we were at the Airbnb, and there was a bunch of us hanging out. And Ish was there, and I told him the story, and Ish started laughing, and he goes, "No." He goes, "You just make a T-shirt that says 'We got your sticks,' and at the bottom put Ish approved. You'll be fine." So he's a good guy, very good guy.
Yeah, Ish is a fantastic dude. Love him. Good friend of the show. When he did the redo on the MRE, or AKA Breakfast of Champions, he was out here in Colorado for the Rocky Mountain Cigar Fest, and so we got to smoke them before anybody else did with the new bacon grease he used.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fantastic. Just the smell. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
I picked him up from the airport. I drove him around everywhere, and then when I left, when I got home, I he had like hid boxes of cigars on the back of my truck. I found them. I'm like, what's this? Like I didn't need anything to drive Ish around. It was just like you're my friend. I was cool with it. Instead, this dude leaves me boxes of cigars all in the back of my truck, all hidden. I'm like, what's this? He's a good dude, man. I love Ish.
Easter egg.
He is. Have you been able to get your hands on the Around the World yet?
Nah. We thought we were going to be able to down at that event down at TPA, but he didn't have any readily available. So, but we're getting ready to head down the end of September to his house to finalize the blend, and so hopefully we'll be able to check out his lounge and grab a couple.
You're gonna have a hard time smoking anything else after you smoke that cigar. It's so damn good.
Yeah. Everybody that's had it said the same thing.
You're gonna look at every other brand down there and go, Psh, what is this? Because you're just gonna keep going back to that Around the World, and you're just like, oh my god, there's just so much going on, and every puff is different. Like nothing sticks. It's just like, wow, that's there, and you're just like, wow, that's really good, and then the next puff, it's gone, and something else is there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, it's funny that when we sat down with him at TPA, and I have my cigar blend book. That's where all our blends are and what we want to come out with. And so we sat down with him. I opened up to the page and I was like, here's what we're looking for. And he starts rattling off tobacco from different countries. And it's funny because him and I looked at each other and we're like, man, that's what we were hoping he would say. Like the leaves that were going to come from those countries. Like those are the leaves that we were like, what if we brought a leaf from here and a leaf from there? And he just started rattling them off. And it was like 3 of the 4 leaves were from those countries. We're like, oh yeah, we're going to be rocking and rolling.
I watched him at that party we were at in Denver with one of the boutique guys who gave him a stick, cut the stick open and smell all the leaves. And he named every leaf that was in that cigar and why they were put in that order to produce this flavor. And like this guy was like blown away by it. And he was just like, I think that's the blend on it. So then he called his guy up at his place in the DR, and Ish got on the phone, and the guy is one of his best friends down there in the DR. He knows everybody. But like this guy was so blown away that he's like, okay, let's see here. All right, with the filler. Okay, so you've got San Vicente in here, and you've got Viso. Let's see. Oh, this is Ecuador, and this guy's eyes are just like, how do you, like? That's how you know your shit, just by the way that his touch, feel, and smell. He just knew exactly what each of those leaves were that was in that cigar. It blew that guy's mind. I just sat back and I'm just like, I told the guy that I was going to watch this. Your mind's gonna be blown by this, because I've seen him do it a couple of times.
Yeah.
So, where you guys sit now? Are you where you wanted to be? Are you close to where you wanted to be? Not where you wanted to be, or have you exceeded expectations?
We're not where we want to be. I mean, of course, we want to be in a lot more shops. We brought on 3 reps right now to help us grow, to help us get our name out there and get our cigars in the lounges. We're excited where we are. We weren't expecting to be in 15 shops this quickly. And our name being out there as quick as it's gotten, but we're looking to definitely grow a lot more.
That's good. Oh man, yeah. I just dumped the ash. Okay. What markets do you really want to be in? that you're not in that, but you think would be a good fit?
Definitely Georgia. We're hearing that Georgia's got a huge cigar boom. Texas, that Oklahoma area there. One of our reps is from Oklahoma. Florida, of course, it's our backyard. So we got boots on the ground here. We finally got into a lounge in South Florida, down in Cocoa, Florida. So that was a big win for us. I mean, around here, it's a lot of the legacy brands control the humidors, I think. But here in the Panhandle, we don't have that many cigar lounges. We maybe have 5 lounges in about a 120-mile radius. So we definitely have to expand. So definitely the Southeast is very, very cigar friendly. So we're definitely wanting to get there, and then of course go further west. I know, we would love to go back home. We'd love to go back and get our cigars in the lounges up in Massachusetts, but they just put an age band. They just passed an age band up there. So if you're born, I forget what year it is, you're not allowed to smoke anything. So it's kind of like, do we want to waste our time and our efforts and our money to go up there and push something that certain people can't smoke or certain ages can't smoke? Probably not, so.
And the taxes up there are just, they're stupid. I get it. And a lot of people it's just not worth it, for them to try and get in on that, I don't like it, I wish I had more lounges around me. I just got the one, so I'm kind of limited to what they have. But if I want the variety and I got to go down into Colorado, now I'm looking at a 65% tax on the cigar, where I'm going here, I got a 35-cent tax to a 65% tax. That's huge. That's huge.
It is
difference. And so you're kind of stuck in that if you want to support a lounge, I gotta travel, but then I gotta pay more for it, or I buy it online and pay what I'd probably pay here for it.
Yeah,
and not support the lounge. So it's kind of one of those downers being in no man's land.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, the tax game is just it's I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get it. It kind of irks me, like where they lump us in with regular cigarettes, and it just chaps my ass.
They do.
Really does.
They don't see a difference, and they don't actually care that there is a difference. Okay. Right. And that was the one thing I learned when I was testifying in front of the Wyoming legislature with the PCA on that, was listening to the anti-tobacco people up there. They actually didn't care. It's the whole thing about tobacco they don't like. Mm-hmm. They don't actually care about any of the research that's going on. And when you try and talk to them or bring up actual statistics and facts, they shut you down, and they just don't want to listen because they've got blinders on, that tunnel vision, and so it's just a one-sided narrative. No, we're right, we don't like this, and you shouldn't either, and we're going to fight you on this no matter what.
Yeah.
The best part I took away from testifying on that was, since you have a lot of ranchers and farmers that are in the legislature, as they're talking about how terrible tobacco is, most of them are pulling out their cans of dip and throwing one in while they're being lectured.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Well, it's just like I had to select my health benefits at work, and that was one of the questions they asked. Do you smoke any tobacco? Cigarettes, vape, nope. And then cigars? Nope, sure don't. Because they're just going to stick you with a higher premium,
Nope. No, I do not.
Yeah.
I do not, and it's not that I don't go into the doctor's office with a big wad of chaw in or anything. As they're going, do you use tobacco? Nope.
Spitting in their trash can.
Right.
Yep. Oh no, I've been doing it so long, I got it.
Yeah.
There's no spitting. Spitting's for quitters.
That's it.
Yeah, no, and it's none of their business anyway. Who cares? I'm not.
Right.
I'm not here because of anything related to my consumption or use of tobacco. Okay, the tobacco didn't break my finger, so what the hell do you care? You know.
Yeah.
You know, the tobacco didn't cause me to roll my ankle. All right, your job's
Right.
to fix me. You don't need to prod into my life. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not here. All right. You're not a proctologist. All right. So
Yeah.
just chill.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. The nicotine content isn't even high enough to raise your blood pressure. You could be smoking or dipping at the same time, and your blood pressure's not gonna. They're not gonna. Doesn't do anything.
Right.
Yeah. Hell, I feel like my blood pressure is higher when I'm at work than when I'm in my back patio just relaxing, smoking a cigar.
I think we all of ours is.
Right? Like I'm the most relaxed person when I'm in my backyard smoking.
Yeah, we're in the-
I miss the days, of driving home smoking a cigar, and because I used to do that every day, and then they put the cameras in the work truck.
Oh,
That sucks.
So can't do that anymore. And that was
nope.
sad day, knowing that I was just gonna have to tough it out and throw a dip in instead. Different feel,
Yeah.
Just something
Oh,
about when you're driving and vibing with a good cigar, like it makes that 3-hour drive seem like nothing. It's just like, oh man, I'm already home. Dang, yeah. There's just something about a good cigar when you're driving when you've got a 2+ hour drive that just you just go to a different place.
Yeah. We had some downtime yesterday, and when we have downtime, we tend not to want to do much. And her and I got in the car, went for a drive, rolled the windows down, just smoked a cigar. Man, it was so relaxing.
You were pretty zen out yesterday.
I was zenned out to the max. Like I didn't care about Sunday drivers, bad drivers. I just didn't give a shit. I was just enjoying myself and just riding.
You don't care. You just it's just so good. But now God, now I gotta follow the rules.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame what these companies have done, taken away one of my few luxuries that I have.
Yeah.
Not that I don't have a luxury with a take-home vehicle. But come on, I want to smoke in it.
Right.
Him and I ride motorcycles. I think we just need to master how to ride our motorcycles, smoke a cigar without jacking up the cigar. You know what I mean? That'd be heaven.
You got to get a higher windshield on your motorcycle
Yeah.
to block that wind. Yeah, a good cigar just does something to you. Just chill out. I equate it also to fishing though. Even a cigar you don't really care for or like, it's still better. It's still better than a day at work. Just like a bad day of fishing's better than a good day at work. So it's the same thing with the cigar. Even a real not good cigar is still better than being at work.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, mind you, I'm kind of mad as I'm smoking it though. This is not good. This is not good. I do not like this. Right. But I'm going to tough through it because I paid for it.
That's right.
Yeah. It's good, though. Yeah, need to go back to this time. Let's bring back smoking lounges in in the workplace, not outside in a corner where you're freezing your ass off. Inside, a nice, let's go back to those days.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you, that's one goal I have. I don't know about these guys, but when we get our big corporate office, I'm going to have a wet bar in my office, some cigars. Be like that TV show, I think it's Mad Men, based out of the 70s, where they used to smoke at meetings and stuff. That's what I want, man.
That's right. Have a secretary call her sweetheart.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I can.
That's right. The unintentional sexual harassment. That's not really, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those were the good old days.
Yeah. Damn.
Come in here and dictate for me. Well, when I worked for Reynolds Tobacco, everybody in that building, they allowed you to smoke in the building, and everybody chain smoked cigarettes. I was the only cigar smoker in there.
Wow.
And they, a building with 300 people in it who all smoked had an issue with me lighting up a cigar. I'm like, well, why do you care? I mean, this whole building, everybody's in here. You just smoke. Half of you smoke a carton a day, and you're upset about me lighting up a cigar in a building you're allowed to smoke in.
Right.
Yeah. Every so often, I'll break out a pipe. I was smoking a pipe last night. I love it, and that was the gateway to cigars for me. That's what really got me going into cigars, was smoking a pipe.
Have you had Ish's pipe blends?
No. Honestly, I didn't even know he was into pipe tobacco, and that's one thing that I've been working on and reading up on is starting our own pipe tobacco. And of course, now that I know Ish is into it, I can definitely pick his brain.
What is it with you Navy guys and pipes?
Tradition.
Steve Saka, Nick Perdomo, you guys love your pipes. Of course, Saka's out there, in the middle of the ocean on a ship, blending pipe, doing pipe blends while the boat is going all over the place, just mixing stuff up.
Yeah. You look at some of them old pictures from the old time, like early 1900s, late 1800s, them sailors out there smoking pipes. It's tradition, I guess.
Get you a nice corncob pipe out there. Call you Pappy.
I got one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a pipe smoker, you gotta have a corn pipe. I mean,
I do. I do. I've got a couple different corncob pipes.
Yeah.
I do enjoy on a really, really good cigar when you get down to that you can't smoke it anymore, tearing that cigar apart and putting it in the pipe to finish it off. It's just it's just like it's like the ending. It's like the perfect dessert. It's you know what? It's that after dinner mint as you're walking out of the restaurant is what that is. It's it's just like, man, this cigar, it was good, and I'm just gonna let me tear this up, pack that down in the pipe, and just finish this off in the pipe. Oh, it's like the perfect way to end in a great smoke.
Yeah. It is, absolutely.
Yeah, I always found that, Saka there, as he's talking about, he's out on the deck while everybody's smoking, and he's got multiple different types of cans of tobacco with him, and he's like trying to come up with the perfect pipe blend out in the middle of the ocean. I'm just like, that's baller right there. It's like, yeah, I'll smoke, but I'm gonna come up with the perfect blend first, though.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever sat down and talked with Saka or Nick Perdomo?
No, never.
They
Those are two
will.
guys.
They
Those are
love
two
talking
guys.
Navy.
Oh, do they?
Oh yeah, because they were both in the Navy.
Yeah, I didn't realize Saka was in the Navy until I think it was about a month or two ago when we were on Toro Cigars, and I was talking to Mike, and Mike was like, "Yeah, Steve was in the Navy." I was like, "Oh,
Oh, yeah.
shit, I didn't know that." I knew Nick Perdomo was. He was a air traffic controller, but I didn't realize Saka was.
Oh yeah, if you go to an event with Nick, tell him you were in the Navy, and he'll stop everything he's doing and spend an hour talking Navy with you.
Nice. Yeah, those are two guys that I'd love to meet and talk to.
Yes, exactly. We were just talking about that. Pipes are good for nubbing to extinction. Yeah, it's the bet. It's good. When a cigar's that good that you have to it's like, no, I don't even want a little piece of it left over in the ashtray. This whole thing has to get. That pipe is excellent for that.
Yeah. I've burned my lips many a times because I love that. I was like just nubbing that thing.
Nubbing it, yeah. And then, yeah, that's when, you know what? We're going to finish you off in a pipe.
Here it comes.
I dig this blend, man. It is really good. The Admiral. One I highly recommend to the people out there. It's fantastic. It's a really good cigar. It is very complex, but delicious.
Yeah, we love it.
We didn't pull this out on Tuesday, and we should have, but it did get the Drool Bucket seal of approval.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I heard you say it was on your lap.
It was on my lap, and I was waiting on Brady to give me the cue to show it. And then we got talking, and we got into something else. I'm like, I forgot. But yes, I'm a little late, but yes. The Admiral did receive the coveted Drool Bucket.
Nice. We appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's a fantastic cigar. So you got the mobile lounge. You're working on a new blend with Ish. You're out there grinding it out, trying to get into some more shops out there. What else are you working on?
Working on a few little things. We were looking at beard products. Valerie's awesome at blending candles. So we're looking at a few little odds and ends type things that just to try to bring some more traffic into our tent or into our mobile lounge. Because we've noticed, when we're at events, guys are going underneath, to the lounge or to the tent with their wives, and their wives are bored and they just want to go. And so we figured if we have something there for them to kind of peruse, it may help us out a little bit with talking shop with the gentlemen, and even women. I mean, women are smoking cigars just as much as men are now. And so for the women that don't like cigars or don't like their husbands smoking cigars, now they got something to look at and smell and chit chat with Valerie about. So we're just working on a few odds and ends, nothing crazy, but right now our main focus is that blend. We have a timetable that we want to get out, and then getting in the lounges. That's our main focus right now.
You gonna do any more big events out there? Like you guys were part of the Pensacola Cigar Week or Fest out there.
Yeah.
Are you gonna do more events like that?
Yeah, definitely. We're getting ready the end of August. We're heading out to Jacksonville for the Boutique Festival. There's some really cool brands and brand owners that are coming out for that. So we're super pumped to be a part of it. And Pensacola Cigar Weekend's already working on next year. TPA is working on another event. We just had one down South Florida beginning of July. So they're looking at doing one a quarter. So they're working on that already. So we're definitely going to be going to bigger events. Dallas Cigar Fest is coming up. Not sure if we're going to be able to make that because we want to head up to Virginia for Toro's Veterans Day event. But yeah, we're definitely going to be at bigger venues.
Dallas Smokefest was so awesome last year for it being their first year.
That's what I was. That's what we were told, man. They had such a great turnout and a great event. And,
it was fantastic, and I'm glad they asked me to come back again this year because I enjoyed it. Honestly, I didn't feel like I was even working. I was like, oh, it's like, you want me to do what? Okay. You want me to move some okay. I didn't feel like I was working. Like one night was like at a club, and my job was just to stand at the VIP area, and if they didn't have the right wristband, they couldn't get in. And so I just stood there, like just being a bouncer, smoking a cigar, going, nope. Oh, hello, beautiful lady. Let me help you down this step. All right. No, you still can't come. Yeah, that's like I did that for like 4 hours. I just stood there. That was my job, and I was like cool with it. I was like, I like this. I don't have to do anything.
That's awesome.
I had a blast. It was really a good time. You know, they had a lot of events all over, and it was like events for everybody. Whether you were, if it wasn't something you were into, you know what, there was definitely something else going on that you probably were into.
Yeah.
And
then they just had one up in Chicago. They had a cigar fest up there, didn't they?
They had the pipe and tobacco show.
Yeah. That was a great turnout and a great time as well.
Yeah, but you know, it was good. And, you know, that was like Ish and the TPA were part of the sponsorship on that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was good. Yeah, I mean, I recommend you know, if you ask my opinion, Dallas Smokefest. Yeah, it was fantastic. You know, because definitely a lot of people, you know, it's one of those. If you want to get into the Texas market, you know, it's really like one of your big ins. You know, one of the other small brands that's out there. You know, they made a big they made a big name for themselves after that event. They came out from California for it, and you know, a lot of people then got introduced to them because they were at a couple of the different events with pop-up. You know, they had pop-up shops for vendors to sell.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so we'll definitely be.
I recommend it.
Yeah,
and I'll be there, so it's an even better reason.
Right. Checking wristbands.
If that's what they want me to do.
Or you can just hang out with us.
Yeah. You know, I'm like no wristbands.
Yeah, but we have some events here that we were real successful. You know, Latin festivals. Pensacola's got one, and then there's one just down the road in Fort Walton. They've asked us to come back, and it's a great time. It's, you know, definitely we're definitely picking and choosing which events to go to.
Are you looking at doing any trade shows, TPE, PCA in the future?
Yeah, maybe in the future. You know, some folks have already mentioned for us to head to the PCA. You know, we'll look at that as well. But definitely trade shows. I mean, we're going to have to, especially if we want to grow our brand. We're going to have to go to trade shows, and we're not opposed to it. So,
is one thing I always recommended to brands out there. You know, this year was a completely different animal with a lot of the smaller and newer brands that showed up that had a really good show. Usually, that first show, you throw down a lot of money and a big investment on your part for that first year, you know, knowing you're going to lose that money, you're not going to recoup it, but then you show back up the second year and people remembered you, and then that's when, you know, okay, here we go. Now people start showing up at the booth because they remembered you from the year before. But this year, a lot of the newer brands that I talked with are like, I had a really good show. Like like I was anticipating, you know, it was like I had it in my mind. I knew I was going to have to eat probably $20,000, and I was like, okay, but it all worked out for me, and I was like, that's what I love to hear, and I loved hearing that, you know, more and more shops out there are pushing in on that boutique line, trying to filling up space with that instead of the legacy brands, because that's what more and more people are asking for coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a cry out for more smaller brands that I've noticed. A lot of more people are gravitating to the smaller brands, which is great. I mean, we'll welcome them with open arms for sure.
I think so, you know. But yeah, I do agree. You know, you are at some point going to have to, you know, you are going to have to hit that if you want to get that bigger recognition out there for you know, U.S. wide to out there. But also, you know, again, you get Canadian and European shops showing up to PCA as well too.
Yeah,
and they're hurting in Europe, you know, because they've been kind of cut off from the Cuban link, and it's become extremely expensive. And you know, the newer cigars are what they're starting to fill shelves in with in the European, especially Germany. They're loving this stuff, and they feel like they've been cheated forever because it was just pure Cuban out there, and now it's like there's all this other great stuff out there, and you kept it from me.
yeah. And it's funny. We were talking about taxes earlier. Overseas, man, they talk about taxes. I know I have a brother of mine over there right now in the desert, and they're charging them 212% tax.
Yeah, I have a friend that lives in Dubai, and it's like that too. But on the other hand, you know, the amount of money that the people make over there, you know, that 212% tax on a cigar, you know, ends up it's like $3 for us like Americans on a regular tax base.
Yeah,
Like he doesn't even think about it. You know, it's just like, yeah. But there's also the cost is less too. So that tax doesn't have a big bearing, plus people make way more money
yeah.
out there, you know. It's one of those like that's how it is. But you're partnered up with Ish, and well, you know, he does have that international distribution out there. So you find yourself moving into a shop in Europe. You know, you already got a guy you know can move your product for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the one. When I talk to brands, they're like, it's like I want to get into that European market, but they want it. In reality, you want in on the German market. They're the biggest cigar smokers out there. They have the most lounges out there, and they're the ones that are like, yeah, I want good cigars, and I have a lot of German friends out there who are just now starting to get introduced to cigars that we've been smoking for 10, 12 years that are just finally making their way over there now. And they're like, how come nobody ever told me about this? It's fun. I'm like, well, you get to go on that journey that we all went on, you know, 12, 15 years ago when we were smoking. You get to enjoy this, and you get to go on this whole new journey. You're gonna love it. Trust me, you're gonna love it.
Yeah, that's one thing we'd love. Love to have the opportunity to have some cigars over there where we were born in Portugal. You know, just represent over there. That'd be awesome.
So I don't know. Do they grow tobacco in Portugal? Because if they do, Ish will probably make you a cigar to commemorate your homecoming.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I think they do have tobacco over there.
Now I know that you know in that Gibraltar area there of Spain and Morocco, they have the Red Death, the Muerte Rojo, out there, which Ish has been trying to score to make a cigar for me on that one. It's the legend behind it is that it is so spicy that it has been known to kill a man who smokes it.
Damn.
And I tell people, I go, if you watched Indiana Jones when he's running through the market in Marrakesh and he passes the spice guy that has the mounds of spice with the tobacco, the red tobacco hanging over it, that's the Red Death
Okay.
tobacco. And so I'm like, I'd love to smoke a cigar that has that tobacco in it. I got to know how spicy is this cigar?
Right.
Is it a bomb? Is it for real a cigar that's been known to kill a man? Because I've had quite a few AJ cigars that I thought I was going to die as soon as I lit them and I smoked, or the one where it's very peppery and spicy on the tongue, and you shouldn't retro it, but you got to. Yeah.
You know it's going to hurt.
Back when I was doing reviews, I did one of those, and I even said it in the video. I go, this is really spicy. I go, all right, I'm going to retro. I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to do it. And it's just like, come on. Nose is running. My eyes are all watery. I'm like, oh my God. Wow. That is very spicy and peppery.
Good stuff.
Mm-hmm. All right, I've got social media links and website links to everything Haze Gray Cigar down in the description, so you can connect with them on social media. You can check out the website. You can see if a local store near you sells them. I highly recommend you pick some up because they are fantastic cigars. Really are fantastic. I love this stick.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Anything you guys would like to promote or talk about before we end up the show tonight?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we mentioned Jacksonville Boutique Fest. That's going to be cool. And just keep an eye on our social media. We'll always put out where we're going to be, what shows we're going to, and we'd love to sit down and talk to our the consumers. And
We go this next week to PA.
Huh?
We go this next week to PA.
Yeah, we're heading up to Fat Boy Cigar Lounge. We're doing a cut and light up there in Pennsylvania, so we're looking forward to that. Chuck and his wife Gretchen have been phenomenal for us. So this is the part that we're really going to start enjoying, is really sitting down and being able to talk to the consumers and let them get to know us and we get to know them, and make it easier for us to blend cigars, because that was one thing that we've always been told, and we were definitely told at TPA. It's like when you're blending a cigar, you put on your consumer hat. So love to get the feedback from all the consumers and really put out some great cigars for them.
That's a partial consumer hat, because it doesn't matter what, you're never gonna make everybody's palate happy if you try and make a cigar out there. It's make a cigar that you enjoy, and hopefully everybody that smokes it enjoys it as much as you do. Because that's where I think a lot of brands get in trouble, is that it's like, well, people are asking for this. It's like, just because they're asking for it doesn't mean you got to make it. Make something that you like. Just don't put something out to appease the people, because the people who really like your brand, your followers, that have been with you, that know your brand and like your brand, that's how you start losing them, is when you start trying to make cigars for everybody else.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Make a cigar you like. If you like it, would you buy this cigar, or are you just making it to put it out so you can say you have one?
Yeah.
Because that those are the consumers that may buy that cigar one time, and that's it. They're not going to come along for the rest of the ride or check out what else you have. But if you make a good cigar that you like, you know, you already have blends like this that everybody likes. So you continue to blend on that because you really like this blend. That's why you made it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of people like it, me included. You know, when you start in on that, all right, well, we're putting it out to put it out because the people asking for it. That's when you start. The people that have been with you that really like this go, yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't know. You know,
but that's another thing is I remember on the last show you had my brother on. You said it was missing that final note at the end that you really enjoy. So like we've already thinking about putting that into one of our cigars. So when you said that, we were like kind of chuckling and laughing because like that's one of the notes that we've always talked about having in our cigars as well.
Yeah, it's you know, look, and that's a personal preference on me. I didn't hold it against you. Cigar still fantastic. Yeah. For me, that would have just carried it over the edge. I'd have been out in the street marching with a blowhorn. Haze Gray cigars, you got to, you know, but you know,
only if you got that.
It, so now you just get me telling people. I'm just going to tell people here it's a good cigar. Go buy it.
Right.
But you know, you made a cigar that you enjoy, you know, and I enjoyed the cigar. That's just the mindset you got to put on it. You just can't, you know, think of yourself. You're a consumer, so you're a consumer first. So when you're blending the cigar and you're making it, would you buy it? Right. You know, that's the way you got to look at it from the consumer hat side of it. Is would I buy it? Yeah, I would. Would I buy it again? No, then this isn't the cigar for us. You know, I like it. I'd buy it. I don't know if I'd rebuy it. So as you're blending, you got to keep that side of that consumer hat on, but work on a cigar that you like. This is good. I'd buy this. In fact, I'd buy boxes of these. This is the stick we need to make.
Right.
And then people will come along with you on that, especially people that already know your brand. They're like, okay, they're putting out something new. I gotta try. I gotta get it because it's new, and I like this other stuff that they put on.
Right.
You know, yeah. You gotta. It's that dual purpose hat on there. Is that part of it? Is yes, you know, I'm a consumer, but you can't blend for the consumer. You got to blend for you, and then you got to put that consumer hat on, and go. You guys look at each other and go, okay, Pedro, what do you think? I like it. Would you buy it? Yeah. Would you buy it? Would you rebuy it? No. Okay. Back to the drawing board.
Yeah. Right. As long as you're not pushing our cigars with that shirt on, we're good.
Nah, you're good in my book.
There's gonna be nothing but photos with Bears stuff on it when the football season starts. I'll put on the multiple Bears hats on it. And boom, Haze Gray cigars. You know, that's right. Bears supported by Bears fans. We need something to support.
Something.
We need something. So you know, after week 4 hits, and I go, well, next year will be our year again. You know.
Back to cigars.
Back to cigars.
We got nothing else, you know. All right, well, back to the drawing board for the Bears. You know, our lowliness of being that type of fan, but it is what it is. Yeah. Ride or die.
That's it.
Out there. I had a great time with you guys tonight. Thank you so much.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you having us on, man. It's been a good time.
I appreciate you.
Good way to end the day. Unwind, have a good little conversation. We appreciate it.
Now, Manny, I'm not gonna go that far. Okay, not gonna go that far. I'll do it if he can get us to the playoffs. All right, you know, playoffs. Playoffs. Yeah, playoffs. Yeah. All right. You know, maybe I'll give you a finger. All right. But that's it. You know, and I'll use a Sharpie so I can wipe it off. You know, I'm not gonna go all in on real nail polish.
When he painted his nails, I knew we were in trouble.
These young kids. I guess we were just raised differently.
Yeah, right. Oh,
I had that conversation with my mom today. I go, you remember when they had metal slides? You can't buy metal slides anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, you remember that? You always let the young kids go first, so that way they take all the heat off the slide. Because their skin was hanging all the way down, so that way it wouldn't burn you and you go down the slide.
Yeah, I think Man Jim came up with a good idea. I think if the Bears win four games this year, you guys need to paint your nails.
No, not happening.
No, you actually got to do something. If you want to get me excited, make the playoffs, and then we can start having that conversation.
Man,
I'll do all 10 fingers if you can win a Super Bowl. Because I know there'll probably never be another one in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I'll put some glitter in my beard. How about that? Some little orange glitter.
Yeah. I might join you. We'll do the glitter beard guys.
Yeah.
If they make the playoffs or if they win the Super Bowl.
If they win the Super Bowl.
Win the Super Bowl.
Oh shit. Yeah. We'll never see that.
I'm not gonna take the chance to mess up my beard for a playoff appearance. Come on.
That might be as close as you guys are gonna get.
Then that's fine. The beard stays intact. It's just not a beard. It's an extension of who we are as men. It's just when you talk to me, you also talk to the beard. You're both two fine gentlemen with gorgeous beards.
Yes, it's sophisticated.
Yep.
That's right. Sits there. Sit there with the twirl.
Yeah.
Sit there and stroke your beard.
Stroke the beard. Yeah.
Like you're pondering, you're thinking deep thoughts.
I remember when I was younger and stupid and didn't have an idea about beard care, and I would have it braided and totally ruin it out. Now, I'm a sophisticated man when it comes to the beard. Take care of it. Nothing. Women enjoy a handsome beard that's soft and smells good.
Yeah, I got.
Even if they say they don't like men with beards, the moment that they touch it or get a whiff, and then they're hooked.
You use Beard Apothecary?
I do use beard oils. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Yep.
Got to keep it soft.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. And I got one of these goofy beards that likes to curl up on it, so I gotta use a straightener and then do a whole conditioning routine to keep it going for a week. And then every week I got to take a day where I run the straightener through it and get all the split ends and do a little trimming and do the whole beard treatment. I got, afterwards I do it at night. So I put the beard butter in with a beard bonnet. And then in the morning, it's just gorgeous mane.
Yeah, I do a commercial.
Gorgeous mane. You can just sit there and it's just like fluffs out. I'm like, oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Then you get the you get the nice beaver haired brush, because you can't, no other type. Use any other type of brush, you're doing your beard a disservice. Beaver hair brush. Get that nice full beard.
I remember when I didn't have a beard, I'd get ready to go out in about 15, 20 minutes, ready to roll. Now it's, damn.
Oh, I spend far more time getting my beard, especially if I'm going to an event. I want it to be perfect. I'm like, I'm like, nope, I don't. No, why are you going off to the side? Stop. No. And then they're like, oh, you look good. I'm like, no, my beard's not working for me today. I spent an hour on it, and I still don't like it the way it's looking. Yes, I spend far more time on my beard than I do anything else. Mm-hmm. So one part of my body I take pride in.
It's an extension of you.
It is. It's an extension of you. It's the way you got to look at it, you know?
That's it.
That's right. And just having a nice beard, I don't know. It's an added confidence.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Can't wait to have you guys back on again. And, of course, when you get ready to drop something new, you're always welcome to come back on the Tuesday show to sit in that hot seat and let Brandy and I butcher it like we did with the last one.
Deal. When we release that next one, we'll hit you up for sure.
Yes. Excellent. Love it. And, again, everybody, everything Haze Gray is down in the description, so please go follow them on all social medias and go check out the website. And Cigar Brand, I really, really enjoy and really high on, and I appreciate all of you for coming on tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Big D. Have a good night.
Everybody, take care. Be safe out there. Don't do anything we wouldn't do because we're sweet and innocent boys and girls. And we'll see you next week. Oh, next week, Ira Lee from the Boutique Cigar will be my guest, so come join me for next week's show. We'll enjoy that one. I got this big old package from him. I haven't even opened it yet, so I'm excited to see what goodies are included in that. All right. Everybody, peace out.